Okay, I kind of wanted to show you how I've been drawing these pieces out and how I've been using them when it comes to then creating the patterns within the computer. Yeah, I know I just held up an example of the little ottoman with the all of this stuff on it. I'm not using incredibly expensive or hard to find tools. I guess I need to preface this by saying that my first university degree was Bachelor of Fine Arts in graphic design with study areas of high in, like, I took a lot of classes. It could have been a minor in printmaking. It really was a minor. I just didn't declare it, I guess. Printmaking, fine art printmaking, like lithography and woodcut, copper plate etching, zinc plate etching, and illustration and book making, not the bedding kind. So for I have been using these kinds of tools since I was probably 19, and I'm getting ready to turn 55 in December. So I can tell you right now that this triangle, I have two of them here. These two I have had since I was 19, and they served me well. Been back and forth across the ocean a couple times. And these are all pretty easy, and you can find them easily wherever you are. Any good art supply store will have these. This particular triangle, I got a large right triangle, clear, and a plastic one. No ruling. I just need it for the angles. I think I got this one on Amazon for like less than $10. And I got this one because it's more than, it's like, though it's more than 30 centimeters. Why do I get triangles with clear? Because I like to be able to see where I'm going. I think that's just something that I learned as a young design student. When I was becoming a graphic designer in the early 90s, graphic design and illustration were changing from a hand-done method to computer. So I was trained in the old methods and the new methods. So I got like a double education in some ways. And I think I've shown you this one already. There's a drawing there. Let's move this up. You can see I've drawn this out. This is just the face of one of the cupboards. Let me just grab this one of the cupboards I was talking about. I decided to go ahead and make another couple examples because I don't like having the drawer thing not being solved. My husband calls those open loops, and I don't like the open loops. So after doing some things this morning, and I decided I was going to sit down and do a couple more drawings. I'd done a measurement within the Modiele house. So the houses there are like 22 centimeters. So anything under that is going to be fine. If there's a gap on the top, I can fix it with some molding. So I did two more drawings here of what I would like to do. And I think I'm going to do this one, and maybe keep this one in reserve. Now, what I do is this sounds really kind of dorky because I don't have a scanner. I actually just use my camera and I take a picture of the drawing before I cut anything out. Because these are the things that actually get cut up and are put in, these are the pieces used here. And for me, number one, that keeps that sketch around. And number two, I've got something that I can use within Inkscape, which I've shown you previously how I pull the images in and then just trace around them and straighten everything up. So this particular piece, you can see I've done some math over here. Another reason I work in metric is because math is not my friend, and metric is so much easier for me to do. when it comes to just about everything. So this is 17.4 centimeters. The reason it's 17.4 is because I need that little extra 4 to even some things out a little bit. And you can see here, I've made it quite a bit taller, but I've kept the drawers a little lower and given myself a bit more space up here. These are where the shelves are going to go. And what I did, and again, super scientific, is I got Marielle out over here, and I put her little feet down, and I thought, okay, can she get to this? Can she get to these other things? Yeah, she can get to these things. Now, we know Maloney, there is absolutely no way Maloney can get to any of these things. She would probably climb it anyway. And then with this example over here, if I put Marielle next to it, she can still get to the drawer, and here are the doors. I wanted to practice these doors a little bit more. You can see here I've kind of goofed up a little bit in that there's some spacing here between the top of the shelves and here. I think I need to take this drawer and just move it down a centimeter or so. I think a millimeter will do it. And I know you're kind of looking at that and going, oh my God, how would you even know that you really need to move this down a millimeter? Like anybody who sews, anybody who quilts, anybody who works with anything where you've got a lot of measuring going on, you just kind of know. Because I know I hear this is about 3 millimeters and this is probably 5 millimeters because it looks similar to here. So this is just going to need to be moved down. Now, one thing I do use that, since I work really small, I usually am using this little tiny ruler. I still call it a ruler because I've got to rule things on it. And you can see it's in very clearly marked in metric. Work in whatever you feel the most comfortable in. So let's just, I want to show you what I would do here for this, and I'm going to pull out some of my tools because this is my little thing of tools. And for this I'm using a lot of, I have white plastic eraser. I like Stabilo and I like Stettler Mars. My husband was very sweet. I told him I needed some erasers and I wanted something because I really like using the ruler, the erasers in here, but they don't make this pen anymore, this pencil anymore, so I can't get any more. I've used up all of the you can see it's already twisted all the way up. It's just kind of, yeah, I needed another one. So I found this one and it was, it's Tombow, which I like Tombow stuff quite a bit. And it was inexpensive and it's got little, let's see, he bought me a couple of little replacement ones. I don't want to say these were like, I don't know, this was like $3 and the refill was like $1 something. So let's see if I can get that out of the way so it's not glaring on me. So what I would do in this kind of situation, as you can see, I've done all these measurements. I've got to get this stuff out. So I like using this kind of ruler or this kind of eraser when it comes to erasing teeny tiny things, because I can kind of get in there and do what I need to do. So when I say I'm really just doing this, actually I should pull this up a little bit. I don't want to measure from the end because the end is the very end. I have a really bad habit of trying to measure from the end, and that's fine if I'm doing some stuff, but not for something like this. I can measure it from here and go, okay, this is about 1.9, not quite 2 millimeters in here. And this is where, like, okay, if I turn it there, you can kind of see where I am.